Good day, everyone, and welcome to Different Stages Radio. I'm your host, JJ, broadcasting in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And my guest today, you know him from his time in Helloween, but you also know him as a founding member of the band Masterplan, who are about to release their long-awaited studio album, Metalmorphosis, on June the 26th on Frontiers Music. Please welcome my guest, ROLAND GRAPOW. How are you?
Hello. Hi, nice to meet you, and thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining the show. Now, this is exciting times. We know it's been 13 years since the last Masterplan, Novium Initium, which is just crazy to think, but it's not like you haven't been doing anything for the past 13 years. So we can get into filling in some of those gaps of what you've been doing since the last studio album, even though there was a Masterplan release in there. But let's talk about Metalmorphosis. How exciting is this?
It's very exciting because I feel like we're back. You know, somehow it's kind of 13 years. You get a bit like, there was some career in the past, you know. And of course, like you said, like you mentioned before, I was very busy with my studio. I was working as a producer, like for younger bands in whole Europe or worldwide. Even I was recording and mixing albums for other guys. And I made kind of good living from that. And I thought, okay, maybe I have to make a decision somehow. But then the time changed again, and I felt like, no, let's go back to Masterplan and let's see how far we can get with a new album or something else. And also for my age, I felt like people don't remember me as a producer. They want to see me as a guitar player or songwriter, whatever. And so I felt I made a decision somehow going back to Masterplan and for my solo career and to push the last couple of years I have, to release some good albums, hopefully.
So it was more that itch to be creative because once again, like you already touched on, it wasn't like you didn't have a lot going on and it seemed that you have and still do have a successful producing career. But was it just that need and that itch to create something for yourself?
No, it just was coincidence because I never had the wish to be a producer or something, you know. And in the early days, I never looked at what the guys doing when they recorded us. You know, I felt just unhappy mostly because of my guitar sound or something, or the album mixes. I never liked so much, you know, till I found out the Dark Ride. The last album I did was Helloween. Was really nice. I loved it, and I still love it. And everything I learned there was basically mostly I have to putting credits on Roy Z because he teach me a lot of stuff there, you know, like about guitar sound, about different amplifiers I never use, you know, modern approach of viewing things or trying things, you know. I played a Les Paul on the album. I played downtuned, which I never did in the past, which heavy downtuned. I mean, was a special tuning stuff he teach me. And then I continued it with Masterplan, and then slowly I was getting interested in this producing, recording kind of career. And then when we had on the first Masterplan album, one of the biggest producer ever, Andy Sneap, you know, which plays now guitar and Judas Priest, you know, I was totally interested about how he's doing it. And then I was always asking him. In that time, he did just the first two albums recording and creating the guitar sound, but never mixed it. But for other bands, I always loved his work. So I was always going to England to visit him like 3-4 times. And then I started 2008 with my own recordings and slowly getting further and further. Make it short now.
But you mentioned the Dark Ride, which I was going to wait and maybe bring that up a bit later because I just find that album so crushing. Like you touched on, your guitar tone is just so thick. It's just, it is really crushing. Like I know that term can be sometimes overused, but it really is on that album. It's such a thick, heavy, dense record. And I found this quote. I'll just condense the quote from yourself, and please correct this quote if it's incorrect. But this particular line was, "It was a great time in Helloween, but I was happy when I left the band after the Dark Ride because it's one of my favorite albums. It totally changed my life."
Yeah.
How do you describe that it totally changed your life? What
It's
is it
like
about the Dark Ride? Like, what was it about that album and how it changed your life?
I mean, it's not about the band situation. The band situation of the Dark Ride was horrible. It was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of misunderstandings. it was a dark situation in the career of Helloween, but from my side as a creative musician, as a part, I mean, each member in the band made incredible good work, and somehow it worked together. So it's just a producer like Roy Z and Charlie Bauerfeind. They put this piece together, and of course with the help of Roy. But we did something magic. You know, the magic is you. It showed me that you don't need to be the best friends to make a good album. You know, come on. Um, you know, to get fired or leaving a band after an album which is just average or boring, it's not so cool. So that's why I said this statement. I'm really proud about this album. Yeah. So it's definitely one of the highlight of my career. I think the first Masterplan album and the Dark Ride of Helloween is my favorite albums from the sound, from the experience, from the time of my career, like learning, being hungry again as a guitar player, you know, learning stuff which I never did before, and also I was a bit not only from the producer side or the album idea. I was a bit corrected as a musician, you know, I was very much in the Helloween time before the Dark Ride into the neoclassical style of Yngwie Malmsteen, and maybe I was a bit too much. Some people say they love it, they're missing this kind of guitar sound, my playing there, but the band members weren't happy about it. They made a how we say called intervention, like a statement in the rehearsing room telling me, why you not play like you played when you were 20, when you were in Rampage? Michael Weikart told me this. What do you mean? Yeah, you played like very melodic, very nice and easy. And I was at that time, I was very into Michael Schenker and this stuff. So that's what he mean was melodic and easy. So I slowly understood that I was getting maybe too far away left and right, and not my own identity as a guitar player was a bit changed too much. So now I think what I play now is totally me. You know, it's like still love this neoclassical stuff, but I'm not listening to it too much anymore. It was a period in the 90s which I loved so much, and I totally lost interest in it, but I still like it, and I still love the guitar sound. I mean, the Stratocaster sound. But so definitely it was a big change of my life, this Dark Ride and first time Masterplan album, first Masterplan album.
And do you feel at this point, though, that debut Masterplan album came at the right time, or do you now maybe feel a bit in retrospect that maybe there was some unfinished business, maybe some confusion, miscommunications with Helloween?
It's hard to say. I think this album was definitely a perfect album, but not in the right time. You know, I can't really explain it. I thought, why was it not so more successful? I mean, we had the best reviews. Everybody likes this album. People still say after 6 years, this was the best debut album ever. You know, I mean, but I felt somehow we were too late. Maybe 10 years earlier or 15 years earlier, we would be one of the biggest bands on the planet. Or somehow we were too early. I don't know what it is. You know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like when I hear every song, I feel so proud. And I said, it's not possible to make it better. So why we're not selling millions? You know, it's just an average sales, like hard even to live from this career, to be honest. You know, and that's why sometimes you make the best work, but you're not getting the paycheck for it from the fans. I don't know. It's like maybe they need more image. They need some dragons or some strange outfit or painting in your face that they can say, "Oh, this is unique," you know. But for me, the music was just perfect, you know, at that time. Also for Uli Kusch and Jorn Lande at that time. Yeah, we loved it.
But I think a lot is what you said, though, timing is crucial as well. But when it comes to Masterplan, I don't find there's anybody that I know that's a casual Masterplan fan. Anybody who's on board with the band is really locked in and been following since the beginning, and also following you as a guitar player. And I want to talk about Metalmorphosis because the 3 tracks that have been released so far, Chase the Light, Through the Storm, and Electric Nights, how has the reception been so far?
You know, I had a little plan because I'm responsible for the single releases, because Metalmorphosis, I mean, the album title says it, it has a bit more metal influences or stylish edges more than the previous albums we had, because I was a bit limited from the taste of especially our former singer Jorn Lande, which is a great guy. I don't want to talk negative here. It's just he doesn't like so much German power metal part of us, you know. So he's not into this fast songs or the double bass stuff so much, or the German melodies, you know, which I think is the strongest part of especially Helloween, you know. And I never wanted to lose it somehow, you know. And but since he's not in the band anymore, I mean, Novum Initium was still written for him, but he didn't show up. That's why he was in the middle of the songs were written, and then Rick came. So that's what I mean. Now I was totally stress-free with the situation of songwriting. So I thought, let's get everything what I think is cool and the metal, melodic metal, should be on this album. That's why the album title and the Metalmorphosis song, or Morphosis song, came pretty late. So it was one of the last lyrics I wrote, and that's I thought this song is cool because it's very, very dramatic and very proggy, something special, you know.
Well, I'd like to ask you about a couple of the non-single tracks from the album that I thought were quite standouts. Jumping ahead to the third track on the album, Shadow Man. Really love the groove on that. Can you talk a bit about that track, Shadow Man?
Yeah, I think this should be one of the singles, to be honest, because people love it and I loved it. It's one of my favorite 2 songs on the album, and it's not even written by us. It's written by a friend of mine from Slovakia. He's a guitar player called Adam Misinek. I can't pronounce it right, Misinek. So, and he gave me the song 4 years ago with a second song, which is the song The Call, and I loved it so much, and I thought the arrangement is not right. So I rearranged it. I was making my vocal melodies on it, and I wrote the lyrics on it. So he never heard the final version. So that's how I work. You know, I never give stuff which is unfinished or not released. I'm not giving to even the songwriters. I'm not giving to them. You know. So, but this song's Shadow Man is one of my favorite, and we played the song even on our last tour 2 weeks ago. We played 14 shows, and we played on the last 7 shows. We played even Shadow Man, because the band loves it so much, and they said, "Why we didn't release it as a single?" So now coming back to the former question about why we released these 3 songs, I wanted to surprise the people with something unusual. So that's why we had Chase the Light as the first one, which is absolutely, it's a great album song, but not a single, I would say. So it's fast, powerful, proggy, surprising. People were a bit, what is that, you know, reacting. And then the second song, Through the Storm, is definitely like a power metal 80s, 90s kind of vibe, you know. So this is also a big surprise for Masterplan fans. So that's why. And the most typical is maybe Electric Night, which is lyric video. And that's definitely a 100% typical Masterplan old school song. And like you mentioned, but The Call and Shadow Man, brilliant songs, yeah.
And I also wanted to ask about Pain of Yesterday. I enjoyed that one as well. Can you talk a bit about that?
That's one of the, let's say, a little bit older songs from Axel Mackenroth. He wrote a lot of songs here on this album, 4 or 5 songs. And that one was a kind of leftover, which was not finished on Novum Initium. So I took some ideas from him, like 3 songs, I guess, which are a bit older. 4 or 5 new ones and some guest writers. So that's how this album came slowly together.
So would you say that in a way, since it's been 13 years, that this is almost a best of stuff, if there were albums that came out between 2013 and 2026?
I would say, yeah, best of 13 years doing nothing.
You're able to do some cherry picking and take the best of the best?
Yeah, no, it was not the.
Yeah, I know.
Nah,
I'm just
come on. The album is already done 2-3 years. Except the vocals we did last year in February. Singing and the lyrics were done, and then the album was already in summer mixed. But it takes another year to come out now. It's such a long process because we made the videos last September. Then the videos were done around Christmas, editing stuff. And then the record label needs more time than 20 years ago, which is crazy. I don't know why. Of course, we have more releases, like 4 or 5 songs now before the album comes out, which is cool. But somehow it was not normal in the old days. 1 single, that's it, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it is kind of bizarre. Lastly, I wanted to ask about the big track. I will call it the big track, The Call.
Mm-hmm.
The second to last track on the record. Just really like the hills and valleys, where it goes. Where did that come from?
That's one of the songs from that friend Adam I told you before, and this maybe is my favorite because this one is really touching me. It's one of the songs. As a demo, already got goosebumps and tears in my eyes. It has a certain feeling in it, and it's like 2-3 songs on one song. It's like a story, and it's quite long. It will be the next video coming out in 2 weeks, and it will be like 8 minutes long, pretty long for a video. And it's really great mid-tempo song in a way, very, very catchy when Rick is singing his parts and the choruses and stuff. But then in the middle of the song, it changed drastically, like a breakdown with a really clean, jazzy guitar I'm playing there, and then I'm starting singing. And so I was singing also on the pre-production, on the demo and stuff. And then I decided, no, this voice should be clean, and I will keep my parts there. So I have 2 big parts in that song, and I love it. So I'm still getting tears when I hear it, because the story is also kind of interesting. It's like the part I'm singing of the song is totally different story than the rest of the song. I'm singing about my mom when she was young, and me as a kid, singing a lullaby to me. This is the kind of story. And on the end of the song is a fade out, and you hear a Slovakian woman singing a lullaby to her child. So this is the kind of story. It's a bit cheesy for a metal band, but I love it.
And it melts you every time.
Absolutely. So I hope people will like my voice, because I hate this negative, when people always, he shouldn't sing, and this kind of thing. But it's kind of art, All my idols from the 70s, they had many, many singers in the bands, like, Foreigner, they had 2-3 singers next to Lou Gramm, Johnny, all this stuff. And I never understood why you should just have one main singer if some band members can sing as well, It's just a song. The other songs I have just harmonies and choirs I'm singing a lot.
I think you did a fantastic job, so you should be very proud of your performance.
Thank you.
Now talk about those shows you just did a few weeks ago. How did that go? You were playing with, was it the band Cave you were on the road with? How did that go?
Yeah, it's not so long ago. I'm just home, I think 10 days now. So we finished in Hamburg. We did 14 shows, including the first show was a festival in Denmark. And then we played the next 2 shows with Geoff Tate. That was great. Meeting Geoff Tate, I have a picture with him. So I try to get him somehow in other projects now, talking with him. A different story. And then we went alone, like as a headliner. And in German shows, we had the band Cave, and in Slovakia and Czech, we had some other bands from this area. And then we played also Holland, 3-4 shows with a different support band. But it was great. It was nice. I mean, not a stadium tour, but but the timing wasn't right, because the album comes out in June 2026. You said, right? And the problem why we toured before the album comes out, it was like the album release was supposed to be end of January, and that's why. So the tour was, of course, planned already September last year, so we couldn't change it anymore. But I think it was a good advertisement for us, because people remember us. We played Chase the Light live already, Through the Storm, and also the last 7 shows we played Shadow Man, as a people didn't know the song, but they loved it. It was cool.
And how's summer looking? Got some festival dates lined up or anything of that nature?
Yeah, in 2 days we played Czech Republic, Kurim Festival. It's on a castle with Axis, the German band Axis, and Gravedigger. And then in 2 weeks, I think we play Sweden Rock. And then I go to South America alone. I play, I think, 8 shows, Helloween songs with the Brazilian musicians, mostly from the album Time of the Oath, because there was some anniversary. Then I come back, and the festival season continues with Masterplan, so till November. So I think we have 7, 8 festivals this summer, but more coming because of we are back and people get more excited about us. And many festivals asked already, and we said we do it next year already. I heard Greece. There's also one Italian coming now. We play in front of Yngwie Malmsteen. It was nice. My old idol. And friend.
And friend.
You see it, if he remembers me.
Now, you touched on other projects, and for a moment there you brought up Geoff Tate, and then you kind of didn't want to go there. Is there some projects outside of Masterplan that you have going on right now that you could touch on a little bit?
I'm working already on it because songwriting takes a long time always, and now I have time. And I'm working on my next solo album, and it's also coming out on Frontiers. And so I will sing there a lot, hopefully, and I will asking also for many guest singers. And so Geoff Tate would be my dream, but it's not official now. So it's just hope, you know. And but I have some guys already also famous in mind, and we see hopefully it works somehow.
Care to do some name dropping or people you're hunting down?
No, I can't. This is not nice.
But something that
you professional if it's not happening later, you know.
But something that you must be pretty excited that you are appearing on is the Accept 50th anniversary album. That's a big deal. Can you talk about that?
About what?
Aren't you appearing on that, on the Accept album? I thought you were doing some guest playing on that.
No, I don't know about it.
Or did I misread that?
Yeah, maybe it's a different guy who looks like me.
No, I thought I read in a little press release somewhere that was hidden. Was that press release incorrect? That you are not on the Accept?
You mean the band Accept?
Yeah.
No, I love them, but I don't. I mean, Wolf Hoffman is. I know him very good. He made a picture of my solo album, you know, front pictures, and was talking to him many times. No, he didn't ask me. No. That's
interesting. So the internet isn't always correct because, yeah, I was seeing that you were featured as one of the 50 guest legends on the upcoming Accept Best of album, Teutonic Titans. But I guess that is false information.
Yeah, should be. Or maybe I missed something.
maybe it's an AI version. Maybe it's an AI version of Roland doing a guest solo on the album.
I hope this guy looks good.
No. And isn't a wanker.
I love Accept, you know, like I said, I have all the last couple of albums, and of course I knew the old stuff, you know, and a big fan of Accept. Yeah.
Now I'm switching gears back to other projects. Some other things that aren't Masterplan or Helloween related that or aren't one of your current 2 solo albums. Some bands or things that you've guest starred that you might want to point people to that have maybe gone overlooked. Anything that comes to mind?
Not really, no. I'm not really focusing on other stuff so much, you know. Sometimes I find singers, and sometimes it's like, is he good? Is he not? You know, and many new musicians, of course, new singers are on the market now the last couple of years. But for my taste, they're overdoing this kind of stuff at the moment. You know, they're singing on every project. I don't like that so much. You know, I'm more the old kind of school guy who wants a real band with one singer, not like one singer and playing in 20 bands. You know, this kind of stuff. But it started already in Masterplan. Look at Jorn, what he did. You know, Jorn did the same a long time ago, and now he's very focused on his own solo career only. But he was an Avantasia. He was doing all the side projects, you know. And I think that's kind of stuff I don't like so much, you know. Even people are great singers, but maybe they need the money or something. I don't want to judge too much, but people still ask me for playing sometimes solo here and there. But in the moment, I'm happy with Masterplan and solo stuff. I don't want wasting my time and playing for them to hope that they're happy and getting some small amount of something. And nah, I don't need it now.
Don't need the headache.
I did it so many years.
Now, where should we send people to pick up their copy and pre-order Metalmorphosis?
I think it's all on the side of Frontiers. You know, they have these kind of links everywhere. And one is for America, one is for Europe, one for England even, I guess. So you can pre-order everything there. Yeah.
And I'll be sure to post links at the end of this interview for people that can purchase Metalmorphosis directly. Roland, I appreciate your time today. This was a blast catching up and just getting more information, and I'm jacked, and everybody else should be, that the new Masterplan album, Metalmorphosis, out on June the 26th on Frontiers Music. First studio album in 13 years. This is a big deal. Look for Masterplan doing festival dates over the summer. Look for Roland hitting Brazil later this year. And we look forward to a new Roland Grappow solo album, maybe later 2026, early 2027, with some guest vocalists and more. Pretty exciting times. Roland Grappow, this is Different Stages Radio.
Thanks a lot, my friend.